Hello, beautiful people. 325 2013 at 2:54 p.m. The winds of change are certainly blowing. That's why I'm not doing a video outside today. Man, everybody is on different levels wherever you look, and right now, these incoming cosmic rays are really stirring the pot for everybody. I'm seeing persons in 5D having issues. I'm seeing activists attacking persons who work on the multi-dimensional levels of the expose, who hold the highest vibrations, who are speaking love, who are trying to work for the change, and who are doing the expose. Many of the activists are out trying to battle them. It's happened to me the past several days. I'm seeing persons of 5D who don't do the expose and play in those realms, trying to awaken humanity so we can get through this process quicker and quicker, who are acting like we just need to turn a blind eye to the energetic attacks, comments, hits, trolling, all the crap that we take, and they don't understand that. In a comment I had made on Ron Van Dyke's video today, somebody who follows my work, who believes that we can change the whole world just by meditation, made comments and accusations that were not very nice in what they were saying about me. Something that's not true. I don't think that she is in the lower vibrations. I don't feel that. But you can't make accusations. You can state what is fact. You can call a spade. But if you don't know something to be true, then you should hold your tongue. It is one thing for us to speak our truths in these videos. It's another thing when somebody decides to come attack because they disagree and are relentless in their offense of what they're doing. There is energy that's held in the words, there's energy that's held in the message that those of us who are putting out what we feel to be true do not have to take. We many times invite others to come see our work, but you have to remember it's like somebody inviting you to their house, and when you go into their house, you should be respectful, you should be grateful, you should be humble, you should show respect when you're there. It's one thing to have debates about opinions and beliefs, and I don't really encourage that in my videos simply because this is not all I do in the awakening of humanity. I end up with too many messages when debates start on my site coming through. If anybody anybody who looks at what I do on Facebook, I deal with expose, I deal with news. I am providing the most current up-to-date news on what is going on globally that I possibly can. There are many people in 5D that cannot deal with that level of vibration. They have gone through their geopolitical awakening and they cannot remain open to watching what's going on in the collapse of the system. I do this to wake others up. I do this to wake humanity up. I do this because I know that the two worlds, where those of us that were going to ascend, when there was supposed to be a separation of humanity and a separation of the worlds, just like many of us have spoken about for so long, there's not going to be a separation of those two worlds. There is a separation of those two worlds, but it's right here and right now on this earth that we are walking upon. You have 3 and 4D humanity, those unawakened in 3D, those awakened in 4D, but participating on their activism. They're going through their geopolitical awakening before they're shifting into their higher spiritual awakening, which will take them into 5D and 6D and higher. There are persons in 3D who are not awake saying, we don't believe any of this stuff. They are in absolute denial, and they come and leave negative comments on site. There are persons in 4D that think that we have to change everything with guns and weapons and fight, or we can vote it out or whatever, that are going through their geopolitical awakening process. There are persons in 5D which have found their heart, activated their heart chakra, holding the higher light, separating themselves, that believe that we need to continue on that path, and they don't want to look back. I don't blame them for that. I work on all levels. I still work with the expose. There are many people that follow my work on YouTube that think that that I'm just what you see here on these videos here in YouTube, but since the 1970s, have been knowing what's going on geopolitically. I came into this world semi-awake, and have been gathering information continuously and sharing with the world when Spirit calls, but that's really been since the late 80s that this has been full time. I got very hush-hush as things were unfolding in the early 1990s. And so many of us were still being removed from the game, taken out, killed, locked up. And many of the activists, light worker, light warriors during that time, that had happened to. When my daughter was born, I got very hush-hush about the situation while I was going through my process during that time, because so many people were getting removed from the game. So I dropped out until I was called back out in 2009. Ever since then, I have been in expose. I've been taking all kinds of hits, and in 2011 through 12, it was non-stop. That kind of ended in the early summer of 2012, but it's going on again now. There are many persons who are trying to expose what's going on planet, who are not standing up and addressing persons who are coming to their YouTube and making negative comments, and then these persons have others that are grouped with them who do not like what the videos say. Look at what has happened to Dutch Sense, who is doing fantastic expose on heart weather modification, and fantastic work on the global earthquakes and volcanoes scenario, because a group of individuals came in and he did not fight back and delete and block these individuals for their negative comments on his page. They ended up continuously saying that his videos were offensive to them. And what ended up happening was we lost one of the best sources of information on what's going on there was with that category that he was exposing. And we lost him. And today I was commenting on, I had made a post of Ron Van Dyke's video on my Facebook wall, and had a series of responses, very negative responses, by somebody who has responded negatively before, an activist, somebody who I have deep respect for, but has a group of these persons which she leads, and when there is something that is not liked by this individual, she throws that meat into the sharks and sends those sharks out there to really to troll. although this individual is an activist, they are doing things very much like what the government does with the government trolls. Ron Van Dyke's video was on just that. There were very negative comments posted on my video and in messages about that video that were being directed at me and by the same person who has done this to me. I responded on Ron's video today and had persons in the higher vibrations, or who I feel that hold the higher vibrations, respond negatively to my comments as I expose the persons doing this, saying, I know what's going on. Ron's holding back the information, and it's being done to me also. I don't necessarily have to hold back my punches. I don't have to be a punching bag, and I don't have to be crucified on the cross like so many think. Just turn a blind eye. Let them help you. Turn the other cheek. The persons that are saying this do not do the work that I do. I dare say they may not be open to feeling the energetic bullets, hits, weapons, cuts, stabs in the front and in the back that come with these messages. These messages are not meant to be a discussion. They are meant to be attacks. They are meant to be forcibly telling somebody that we have to tolerate their opinions and what they say, but we cannot civilly discuss these things. That is differences between activisms in 3D and 4D and those of us in 5D and 6D. And the persons that feel that we should take the hits like that, guys, there's no need to be crucified anymore. Call a spade a spade. Say what's going on. Speak your truth. And do it in such a way where you can expose the situation to others so that they do not have to deal with that same situation also. We don't need to be crucified. We don't need to have because we are still working on the expose of what's going on, we do not need to have others that are trying to fight us. We don't want to fight. We want to say, this is what the truth is. This is the stance that not even a stance. This is what is going on, and expose that and move on. I know that creating a polarity, creating an opposite side of the argument will create polarity. It will create that opponent is what is needed for the fight. But an expose is not creating the opponent. The expose is saying, this is what's going on, I'm getting it too, and I'm not willing to tolerate it. And delete and block the individual and the message, if you have to. I am all in support of doing that. People are going to wake up sooner or later. This is just a part of the process. But as we are continuing expose and watching what's going on and watching the collapse, we don't have to tolerate this type of behavior coming from individuals that are not participating in the game, period. The 3 and 4D activists are not in the higher vibration, so they cannot understand the activation in spiritual enlightenment process. They have not made it to that point yet. And then those that have stepped over fully into the 5D and possibly 6D, who are saying we don't want to play in those games, they're not maybe strong enough or in choice, or it's their mission to continue the expose to bring other people into their awakening process so that we can bring humanity through this doorway and portal much more quickly. So for those guys in 5 and 6D that are staying just there, understand that we are are trying to bring as many people through as quickly as possible so we can make this transition as fast as possible. That only happens by the expose. Stay there in the higher vibrations if you wish, but don't send your energetics into the same mix that the activists are hitting us with, that the people who still are in disbelief of what's going on are hitting us with, and that the trolls for the government who are trying to stop us are hitting us with. Come on, people. Have a little bit of respect and understand that those of us that are continuing this process, we are doing it because we can handle it, but we are very open in our energetics and we can feel those attacks. And it's not that we have to continue being attacked. We don't have to tolerate this. We don't have to be crucified. And I really ask that everybody show respect for each other here and now. If you come to my site, or if you see something that I've commented someplace else, show respect for my comment. Don't attack with something you think, or you might think, or you perceive may be true, which is not truth unless you have fact. And if you have fact, show respect for the facts that are being shown. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is just absolutely amazing what's going on. And there are times when I just feel like I need to quit and just allow the world to go into whatever destructive patterning they're going to go into and just let it be. But I can't do that. That's not my mission. And those of you in the higher light, don't come down on those of us that are continuing the expose, that are trying to bring humanity through, that really have that love and compassion to bring us all through. Continue on. Hold the higher light. But, hold your tongue too. Hold your words, your keystrokes too. Okay? I appreciate it. I love you all. Bye for now.